Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. God bless you. You're welcome to my channel. My name is Pastor Yemi Omogboyega. God bless you. Kindly remember to subscribe to my channel. Please pass your comments as you consider fit. Like our videos. It does help YouTube to recommend our video to others so that we can grow in subscription level. Then subscribe, very, very important to the channel so that you'll be benefiting and profiting from whatever we are preaching. Then press the notification button so that you get to know when we upload new videos. And this is very often, and you will get benefits from it. Now, the topic I'm about to talk on is to succeed in life. You must be a multitasker, or you must be a multitasker, or you must multitask. I thank God for one thing, for marrying right, because marriage is beyond making the monies in this world, which is good, part of it. It is beyond satisfying sexual urge. It is beyond bringing children, indiscriminate number of children to the world. It is beyond whatever you can ever think of. You know, one of the benefits of marrying right is intellectual compatibility. Intellectual compatibility. When my wife and I were to marry, I had got my GCE O level then. My wife went straight to school. She came out as a school certificate holder. And that was all the qualifications that both of us had when we got wedded. Now, as we move on in our marriage, the good thing that joins us together is that both of us we have visions of a better tomorrow. And one of the things that we chose was to continue to upgrade our academic level. Therefore, that has paid off. As we were working, so were we schooling. And both of us were classmates in the University of Lagos, Akoka, years back. When we got admitted, she was to read accounting, while I would read business administration. Then, a year after, fortunately for me, I was able to gain admission to the Lagos State University, where I was able to get the admission to the very course that I love, my passion, which is to read the law. She continued with her accounting. She graduated as a BSc holder in accounting, and she did her master's in Lagos State University, in finance related course. Then I too, by the special grace of God, I first of all did the diploma in law for 3 years, and then much later, a few years after, about 3 years after, the opening came up for the LLB program, which I enrolled, and to God be the glory, I was admitted. And by the special grace of God, a few years after, I completed my own LLB too, and went to the Nigerian law school. So both of us are proficient in one um, field or the other. So she has um, accounting background. I have legal and human or personnel management, um, personnel management specialization in everything. I mean, those are our backgrounds. I too, I have some other backgrounds that really helped me in life. Now, what am I saying? The fact that both of us were improving our education has helped to also cement our relationship because both of us had no room for any time or any type of backward thinking in life. No, we are, I mean, as we are improving ourselves, apart from the economic gains, because I would say that if there's any level we were able to get to in our schools, I mean, it is because after the even side by side with the school, my wife was reading, was a student of the uh, Institute of Bankers, and she got to a particular level there also professionally, just as I was able to complete my um, Nigerian law school and got called to the bar. So both of us are professionals. Apart from being academic people, we are also professionals in our chosen field. So, like I said, this has helped us to develop our intellect such that our reasoning, you know, have been um, sharpened, and we keep on advancing in that. Now, why am I giving this background? If my wife had not improved her education, and I did improve my education, or vice versa, you will see that today the way we reason would have been different. But because we are both education and we explore our various academic pursuits and professional pursuits, you know, to the in depth, we're able to reason well. This morning, one of the discussions that came up while we were just chatting on bed, just chatting, we just sat down and just talking. The topic that came up to my mind was, I told her I was going to talk about multitasking. What is multitasking? That is doing more than one thing at a time. Doing more than one thing at a time, whether it is in your investment, or it is in your academics, or it is even in your marriage, or in your, it could just be anything, just related to anything. Even in the unit of work you are doing in the office, you are multitasking. So, my wife is somebody that, as a woman, women have a lot of things on their head. And I have often told her that you can do many things. Her nature is a soft nature. Um, is in soft nature who she prefers to do one thing at a time from the beginning to an end before moving to another thing. Then I now said I was teaching her on how to multitask, even as a matter of on matters of domestic activities. So, because why I raised that issue is this: you'll see that, like I told you, she's easygoing and she wants to just concentrate on one matter and finish it before going to another. And in the reality of the home front, you have to do too many things, more than one thing at a time. For instance, she might be in the kitchen and I am on the phone, maybe trying to record. I just left her now to come here to search for some things for me on the Google. Now, and immediately she was cooking, and I told her, you know, you please help me to do that. And she said, oh, I'm doing one thing. I said, yes. You see, we've just discussed this morning about multitasking, and that the issue with you women is that, especially you, is that you like to do one thing at a time, and it's not so. Now that I've come to you, all you would do is minimize what you are doing for just a few minutes. Um, at the same time, pause it, like I said, then attend to me. What I want to do from you is not much. Just Google this thing for me and get it for me. I know it has added to your responsibility, so I'm diverting you from concentrating on one, but you can do more than one thing at a time. And I said, that is how to do it. And immediately we finish, you can now return to your task. And I said, there might even be 3, 4, 5 tasks before you. For instance, as you are cooking now, visitors comes in, you have to attend to them. You just minimize your cooking, and then you keep watch that doesn't get burnt, but you still have to go and greet that person and welcome them very well. Then, and at the same time, you may receive phone calls. You have to minimize your cooking, minimize your visitors that you're attending to, and then attend to that call. And then, you know, now I now said, what I noticed about you is that, you see, you get easily confused. You want to finish one thing and the other, and life is not like that. And I said, as even as I am, as we are here, life is moving. All right, time is moving, and time will bring out so many things that we'll do. And if you don't attend to them, you'll find yourself. So there's no room for concentrating on one thing at the detriment of others. So you should learn to minimize, minimize. And then when you come by, you now say, okay, which one is the next one that is in terms of time for accomplishment? You now say, okay, this is the next one. You know they are cooking. Your cooking must not get burned. You check it, and then um, if it is that one that is next, you attend. And then like that and like that, like that. And so I said, the problem that I noticed in, or the challenge I noticed in you is this, that once you are doing one thing and someone comes to you to demand for another thing, you easily get confused. You think, oh, I'm being overburdened. I am being troubled. And why not let me finish? I'm not a machine. I am not this. And I say, no. What you do is, first of all, the way to tackle multitasking is this. You are doing one thing, another thing comes up, you know, listen to that next assignment. Like I came in now, I said, do this thing for me. First of all, don't fight me for coming to disrupt your cooking. The first thing is give me attention for a few minutes, listen to what I want to do, minimize your cooking, lower the gas, and then minimize that. So the first thing is that if you are angry with me, you will be confused. And there's no way life will allow you to be doing one thing forever, because life is not like that. So now minimize that, get what I want to do from me. Then by the time you listen to me, you will be able to get the message that I'm passing to you on what I want you to do for me. You will now be able to decide, okay, which one do I do first? Is it do this thing for you? Why you minimize that or not? Then that way you will attend to both without losing anything. And they can be 10 tasks. Like I said, people can call me, you still attend to them. Um, the telephone might ring, you still attend to them, and so on and so forth. That's how life is built. Otherwise, you will be angry with yourself always. And you see as somebody who comes across you as, obstruction. I noticed that women in particular, they don't go around with their telephones, not just because they have no pocket to keep it, because they feel that they don't want to be disturbed at all. So even sometimes when they are doing something, maybe in the kitchen or doing something, or they are washing the dishes or cooking, and the telephone is ringing, they will not go there to pick the call because there are challenges. Because they don't know how to multitask. The best way to multitask in that session is bring your phone closer to you. So when it comes, look at the phone, whether it is the person that you must quickly attend to or somebody you will call back later. It is not the best to ignore phone calls because you don't know, in case the ones that are emergency. You don't know when somebody will bring you good news that may trigger you to prosperity or to that will better your life. If you snub such answering that telephone call, the opportunity may slide past you. So we discussed all these things. And she said, I said, yes. I said, that's what I've been teaching you. Anytime you see me coming to you, don't see me as an intruder. Don't see me as somebody who does not feel for you. Don't see me as somebody who does not appreciate what you are doing. What a teaching skill that the Lord has given to me. And we parted ways, you know, amicably and happily. She has learned something, and I'm happy I was able to teach her something. And that's how husband and wife, brothers and sisters, families should relate. We must be able to communicate to the benefit of all. So let me now say, and after at the conclusion of our discussion, I say, great, I've gotten a topic for today. That's what I'm going to discuss apart from the family devotional. So, this is my talk for today. For you to succeed in life, you must be a multitasker. You must have special ability to multitask, to do more than one thing at a time. Now, let's look at it this way. In my former organization, one of the factors, one of the critical success factor that is assessed in our annual reports and during interview, because I was in the personnel department of that organization, so recruitment to be specific. So during interviews, one of the critical factors that is rated, you know, that you need to score high in is ability to perform under pressure. Ability to perform under pressure. And somebody who will perform well under pressure. And what is it that brings the pressure? You are doing one thing, and they bring another one, and they bring another one, and they bring another one, and then you must attain all. Then, or are you the type that when they give you 2 or 3 tasks, you suddenly discover that you are overwhelmed and you cannot move. In fact, you see yourself as, why did I come to this world? So that factor is a major factor that my organization will look at the point of interview. If you score high there, apart from your qualification certificate and all that, man, you're already on your way to getting the job in my organization. One of the major factors. Not only that, um, your it is noted that one, you have a matured mind, that you will be able, no matter how the challenge is, you will be able to excel in achieving them. And that will promote the goals of the organization such that the organization will succeed. So then, let's now relate it to our lives. Okay? I told you I did all my studies on part time, including my university up to the Nigerian Law School. I did it on part time. My wife did hers on part time. But today, even though we were working, I was at the same time multitasking. That is, I was working, I was pursuing my academic goals, and at the same time, I'm a family man. We are running our families. Everything I'm doing, my wife is doing. All right? And then at the same time, we must attend to the spiritual aspect of our lives, otherwise, there will be a setback. We must train our children the way of the Lord so that they will not depart from it when they grow up. All right? And at the same time, we're attending to extended family members, my siblings, my larger family members. And at the same time, I was a member Though I hardly participate so much actively in that, I got to a point I was in order to attain work-life balance, I was a member of Ikoyi Club. Thank God my organization subscribed to us and it's a benefit. And even though physically, because of activities of going to school, I hardly had time. But once in a while, I still go there to see what is happening and to see what I can benefit from there. So you can now see all these ones, I was able to practice them without one disrupting the other. Now, how was I able to manage my academic session and combine it with my work and then combine it with my family? For instance, I was attending the Lagos State University. In my place of work, we'll resume at 7 a.m. and we close at 4 p.m. In my school, the Lagos State University, we resume classes at 5 p.m. Are you getting the point? We resume at 5 p.m. and we'll be there till I think 7 p.m. or 8, I can't remember, or 8 p.m. But either 7 or 8 p.m. Now, the moment I closed from office, the trip from my office in Lagos Island to Ojo is just about 45 minutes or 1 hour at the most. Whether I drive or I join the staff bus that is going to that route, and I'll go there. All my school things are with me. I will drive either down or join the staff bus that will convey me there. That was what I was doing for at the first instance, 3 years, and then the next instance of 6 years. If you put that together, that's 9 years. And at the same time, uh, I attended the Nigerian Law School a year. So if you put that together, I spent clearly 10 calendar years pursuing pursuing the law, the legal profession alone. Now, this is how I managed. So many a time. Now, it got to a point that my work was going to be conflicting with my academics because sometimes I may require to do extra hour in my place of work. So what I would do is, it was then I started developing interest in using gadgets. All right, gadgets like the Nokia. Can't remember the model now. There's one that you have Word, Excel, and everything that I use in the office. So what I did was I went to my cooperative and bought the very one that was capable. In fact, there are two, Scion also. I bought a fairly used Scion that has the facilities. I mean, Scion is also a PDA that I use for managing my tasks. So what I would do in the office, instead of staying in the office, I would download those unfinished busy works into my Scion or Nokia. I can't remember the number now, the model now. So, but they have capability for Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So it depends on what I'm doing. So I download whatever I'm doing from my computer into that. So when I'm in school, I was able to concentrate on my studies. And by the time I get home, around 9 p.m. after eating, I will start doing that work. And the following morning, the work is ready. So I minimized the work when I left the office. And then I went to the lasso and then I finished that day for that day and I minimized that one and I come back to the work that I minimized while I left office and continue to do it. So this way, whether I traveled or anything, in fact, I was also the secretary of our senior staff association in that industry, in that company, in that, yeah, the branch of the senior staff association of that organization. So this is how I'm able to manage it. So after, and I was also being a personal person with secretarial bias, I was the secretary to maybe the negotiating team. Anytime we are doing negotiation in our organization, I was able to, this way, found a way around all the tasks that were before me. So with that, I was able to excel in all. So, okay, let's look at investment. Bible says, scatter your bread upon the waters. Scatter your bread upon the workers. You could see that that's academic. Oh, I achieved in that one. Home front, I'm achieving. Extended members of the family, I'm excelling. But in area of investment too, I want to excel. It got to a point, one, we are thinking of investment because we knew that if you don't have multiple stream of income, your future is not secured and you may have problems with your finances. Because a linear, please just a moment, there's a noise around me here. I'm so sorry to pause there because my neighbor's noise is getting into my recording. So that's another multitasking. I have to find a way out. So let me change location. So thank God. So, like I said, I was able to combine all those things together, and to God be the glory, I excelled in them. On Sunday school, how did I manage that? Um, Sundays and weekends were when we should have for spiritual matters. I was able to go to my church and everything. But it got to a point that that one wanted to conflict with my academic pursuit. I went to my area pastor then and I said, for the next 6 years, when I was going for my degree, I said, please, I won't be able to participate actively in physical participation in matters of the church. And he understood. And I was able to do that. And but I was attending Sunday services. I was also attending Sunday school. And then I was able at the same time, you know, fulfilling my financial obligation to the church while I pray privately. So that one also I was able to minimize that. And yes, without losing relevance. So in area of investment, as I said you need multiple streams of income. So my wife and I started thinking, what can we invest in? When you don't have a background in business, you don't even know which one. So we started, first of all, we said, okay, let's start with buying and selling. We started buying and selling mattresses, pillows and mattresses. Then at a point, we discovered that it's a business that for you to make anything out of it, you have to have big capital because the gain, your gain on one mattress mostly is not more than 150 naira. And that 150 naira gain is not inclusive of your running costs like transportation and everything, and even payment of salaries to our workers, and so on and so forth. So we did that for some time. We found that it was a problem. And apart from people again stealing, tricking our staff and stealing our materials. Then number two, I looked at business center. I'm a secretarial person. I have capability to buy computers and other. I established a business center. I got somebody who was so competent, my plumber, who is very, very visionary and who is uh, educated to the point he can operate something. No, he actually could not operate, but I employed somebody who could operate something, but he supervised it for me because I saw competence in him, even though he's my plumber. He managed it for upwards of 3 years before eventually we closed it down because the running cost is more than the income. For instance, NEPA, you have to use generator all the time. Any business you are running on generator, you have problem. And also, we have our records. Even at the space of that 3 years, we lost just 55,000 naira, by the record. That's the work that my PA is doing for me there. And he did a very good job keeping good records. If you are doing business and you don't have records of what comes in and what goes out, you may think you're in business. You may actually be running out. So then that one was closed down. Then later, I am an agri person. I love agriculture. Then there were trainings going on then on agric in Lagos, you know. poultry training, snail reef training, animal husbandry, and even normal uh, uh, agric products like cassava, like everybody. The ones that I could do was fishery, and I chose that one. I got the proper trainings, and we did the business. And again, I discovered that there were challenges because um, I couldn't construct a safe and secure environment for these fishes. There's water, but I did a natural well for them. And but two things happened. First, the cult boys, students who were living, in front of the pool of our fish farm, they were coming there at night to harvest our fish. So sad. It got to a point we were able to track them, and one of them was eventually apprehended while others ran away. Indeed, they were celebrating their initiation there. And what did it happen? It was raining. They thought that nobody would come, and I had already employed security men to man the place, so they were able to arrest them. But again, the second camel, I mean, straw that broke the camel's back was that a September rain came, and all the fishes in the pond were flooded away. And people passing by who could catch some of them, they caught. And that time we stocked 12,000 of these catfish because we were already doing well then. But so, because I couldn't also be present because I was still going to school and doing all those other things, so we couldn't sustain it. So that's another thing, multitasking. So I mean, these are the experience because in your multitasking, you will be experiencing, you'll be hitting rocks somewhere. You know, every job has its own challenges. So because of that, I slowed down and limited myself to some other things. So multitasking is very, very essential. Look at the many things that we're doing together. And even at retirement, I went into full-time farming for 10 years. Again, there was an error on my part in that one. I was aiming at commercial farming, not knowing, not understanding the depth of challenges that are there in terms of enormous financial resources needed, which I didn't have. And all the efforts to solve that by inviting other people proved abortive because many people didn't want to invest. And eventually, I had to come back to subsistence farming, which I still practice till today. Even if uh, you look at the compound now, if you look at around surrounding, you see the things that are planted around the house, you have many things. So I'm enjoying that without going into debt. And I'm able to feed my family. So in that aspect, I would say uh, in kind, some incomes were coming indirectly. So again, like I said, what am I saying this? In your investment, you must be a multi-investor, multitasker. That is, you identify the areas you know you can do well in and invest there. Then the next one is you can be a a real estate person buying land. I used to have one of my junior colleagues in the office then. Oh my God. While we were pursuing school, he was pursuing purchases of lands, and he built one for himself and then started building the others. Is today is the money. While we spend our own money on education, education paid off for us because it has helped him. Without sound education, I won't be able to do what I'm doing today. And today I have a skill that I can market, and I'm still marketing my skill and some other things. So you might consider all those things that you can do for you to succeed in life, to make money in particular. You must be a multitasker or multi-investor because uh, the Bible says, "Scatter your bread upon the waters." At the due season, the gains will come. Those that will flow away, like the fish and the business center and the mattress. Can you imagine? The three of them, we couldn't sustain them because we were busy. We couldn't get there to manage everything ourselves. So you need to invest in separately. Then you can put your finances in shares. As at that time, I bought shares, took loan and bought shares. Again, just like any other uncertainties of life, what happened? Shares market collapsed. However, I was able to retrieve as much as we could recover from the remaining surviving shareholding. Then from there, you know, so in all this now, I'm into intellectual like I'm teaching you now, and we are exchanging ideas that can profit one another, giving you information that can profit your life. Number one, I say you if you want to be an investor, you must be a multi-investor. If you want to be in your career, you must be a multi-career person. In my office, one area that I used to score high is that my supervisors there usually they noticed it in me that I can do many things. I fit into personnel management. So if the actual idea or the vacancy occurs for promotion in personnel management, I could be there. I fit for public relations department. Indeed, that also came to be because first of all, I work in personnel management. Number two, I was my next transfer was to public affairs in the organization and head of administration. So and the PR nature in me also came to bear. And don't worry, you discover that even in that field I try to read as widely as possible to I try to even join the Nigeria Institute of Personnel Relations. You can see anywhere you are, just explore it. So uh, then in the area also, you need to make sure that the things you are doing, check your talent. Your look, I'm talking now. Do you know sometimes when I advertise on this platform, oh, that reminds me, we have a real estate property in an estate in Ibadan where we are selling land on behalf of an organization. Many people have subscribed. If you want to join us as part of what we are saying, put your money there while you are working in your office. Put your money there when you are doing other business. Let it be another source of income. You need multiple streams of income to survive the level of inflation that is going on in Nigeria. These landed properties today, if you buy them today, in the next 5 years you want to sell them, it's wonderful. Let me tell you, the land itself today, the cheapest there is 1 million naira. But they do intermittent promo, and as that as at the time I speak with you now, the promo is on 500,000 naira per plot and 210,000 naira per plot for one plot. So if you pay 710,000, please don't be scared. You are not expected to pay it once. You are not mandated to pay it once. If you have it, good and jolly good. Just you can pay the money installmentally over a period of time for you to acquire your property. And today, if you want to sell that land, assuming you buy it today and you want to sell it the following day, if you put less than 1 million naira on it, you've not done well, because the price of the property there now, even from the sellers, is 1 million naira. So why not take advantage? Can you please private chat me on 080 344 65225, 080 344 65225. Then if you want to call, please call me on 080 352 00122. 080 352 00122. That first number is WhatsApp number. Please send your messages there to book in. I want to tell you, I'm talking of what I know. And today, those who subscribe through us, they are already collecting their documentation. And allocation, the first allocation will be made any moment from now. So please endeavor to join. I urge you. It's one of the ways you can invest without stress. It is called receiving passive income. The land will keep appreciating. It never fails. And it's an organization. It's not an individual that you can say can go there behind you and then begin to resell your property. So you have your documents, nobody can resell your property. So that's by the way. Like I said, if you want to make it in life financially, you have to really multitask. In terms of your skills, you can market your skills. Many of us are multi-talented. Each of them can convert to passive income for us, even though we are working in an organization or for an organization. And then many of us can be doing private businesses. All right. But the disadvantage of private business in terms of entrepreneurship is that when the business owner is not there to run the vision and he or she entrusts everything to the hands of employees, you know what it means. It may be difficult. So, what you need most while you are still working is the business you can do around you. Maybe when you leave your work in the morning to afternoon, in the evening, you can do something at home. You can be, your talent may be to write. Why not write books? Why not? Can be to blog. Anything you can do, blog on them. Thank God for social media. You have the platform which would have cost you millions to establish. It's free. YouTube, Instagram, um, all the social media, there are opportunities for you to make money. A lot of people go into the ICT world, training on one thing or the other. A lot of people are using their skills to work on part time. They are living here in Nigeria. They are working for organizations online and they are earning dollars in Nigeria. These are the people that can make it. So, for you to succeed in life, the bottom line, as I said, even from your domestic, the management of your life, domestically, career wise, religious wise, everything, you should be able to combine so many things. The era of uh, I am I'm an office worker, I can't do any other thing is over because you will not be relevant to time. Inflation will carry you, is a plague. It will carry you and throw you down. May that not be your portion. So I think let's just stop here because I leave you to be thinking, you know, that whether you're a housewife, you have so many things to do, you can multitask still, you know. My wife was going to school, we are running businesses, and now we are training the children, and we are extending to extended family members and all that. So life is about multitasking if you must succeed in anyone. God Almighty bless you. Please share these inspiring messages to others. I remain your friend, Pastor Yemi Omogboiga. I'm not just a sermoner that is harmonizing to you, telling you that miracles will happen, miracles will happen. Your miracles are inside these things. When you are doing it and you're getting it right, your breakthroughs will come. I wish you the very best of luck. Don't forget, like this video so that YouTube will recommend us to other people. Then subscribe so that you continue to benefit and then you encourage me to, like I said, I need more population now to be able to do live on uh, on YouTube. I want to concentrate more on the YouTube then while I can be doing others in the other social media. So God bless you and have a wonderful day. I remain your friend, Pastor Yemi Omogboyega.